Have you ever thought that something as simple as the way you sleep at night could silently increase your risk of having a stroke? Most people never even consider it. We focus on diet, exercise, medications, and even stress. But the truth is, the hours we spend asleep may be shaping our brain health more than we realize. As a brain doctor, I've seen countless patients who woke up one morning with weakness on one side, slurred speech, or confusion, and their families told me, "Doctor, he was fine when he went to bed last night." That phrase, "he was fine when he went to bed," is something I've heard more times than I can count. And every time, it makes me pause. Because what happens while we sleep can either protect our brain or put it at great risk. Most seniors don't know that a common sleeping position, one many people find most comfortable, can actually raise the chance of poor circulation to the brain, restrict oxygen flow, and increase the likelihood of stroke overnight. And yet, it's something that can be changed so easily, once you know about it. Tonight, while millions of people will close their eyes and drift into sleep, some will unknowingly place their brains in danger. Not because of what they ate, not because of what medications they took, but because of the posture of their head, neck, and blood vessels during those quiet hours. This is a hidden risk that needs to be brought to light. In this video, I'm going to share with you the one sleeping position that can increase your stroke risk. And more importantly, I will show you the healthier alternatives that not only lower your risk, but can also improve blood flow to your brain, your heart, and even your memory. If you're over 60 or you care for someone who is, this may be one of the most important conversations you listen to today. Because stroke prevention is not only about living longer, it's about preserving independence, protecting memory, and keeping the freedom to live life fully. So, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid, what to do instead, and how to reclaim your nights as a time of healing, restoration, and true protection for your brain. Why sleeping position matters for your brain. When we lie down to sleep, something remarkable happens inside the body. Our blood pressure drops slightly, our heart rate slows, and our breathing becomes deeper and more rhythmic. This shift allows our brain to flush out toxins, repair damaged cells, and restore the delicate balance that keeps our memory sharp and our thinking clear. It's like a nightly tune-up for the brain. But here's the part most people don't realize. The position you choose to sleep in can either support this natural repair process or interfere with it. Think about the brain as a city. Blood vessels are the highways that deliver oxygen and nutrients to every neighborhood. If those highways are open, traffic flows smoothly. But if there's a roadblock, traffic slows down and the neighborhood suffers. In the same way, if a sleeping position places pressure on the blood vessels in the neck or head, or if it compresses the airways in the throat, it can reduce the flow of oxygen-rich blood to the brain. Over hours of sleep, that reduced flow adds up, and in some cases, it may trigger small clots or raise blood pressure in a way that dramatically increases stroke risk. Studies show that seniors who already have narrowed blood vessels, a condition called atherosclerosis, which becomes more common with age, are especially vulnerable. If the neck is twisted or compressed during sleep, it can temporarily pinch the carotid arteries, the main supply lines carrying blood to the brain. Imagine squeezing a garden hose. The flow weakens. Now imagine doing that for 6 or 7 hours every night. Over time, the brain pays the price. Another factor is breathing. Certain sleep positions can worsen snoring or sleep apnea, where breathing stops for a few seconds at a time. Each pause in breathing lowers oxygen levels, and the brain, starved for oxygen, responds with a surge in stress hormones and a spike in blood pressure. This creates the perfect storm for stroke risk: high blood pressure, low oxygen, and vulnerable arteries. Now, you might be wondering, which position is the problem? Which one do I need to avoid? We'll get there shortly. But before I reveal the position that raises stroke risk the most, I want you to understand the why behind it. Because once you know why, the solution won't just make sense. It will feel empowering. You'll realize you're not helpless. You don't need expensive machines or new medications. You just need a small change in the way you sleep. And sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference. Let me give you an example from my own clinic. I once had a patient in his 70s who kept waking up dizzy and lightheaded. His family noticed he was also more forgetful in the mornings. At first, everyone thought it was just aging. But when we looked deeper, we found that his preferred sleep position was actually compressing one of his carotid arteries. By simply adjusting the way he slept, his dizziness disappeared, and his morning clarity returned. That's how powerful sleep position can be. So let's take the next step. I'm going to reveal the specific position that raises stroke risk overnight. Explain why so many people find it comfortable, and then show you the safer alternatives that support your brain health while you sleep. The dangerous sleeping position revealed. So, which sleeping position is silently raising stroke risk in seniors? The answer may surprise you. It's sleeping flat on your back. Now, at first, that might sound confusing because we often told that sleeping on our back is natural or even good for the spine. And for some people, that may be true. But when it comes to brain health, especially in seniors, lying flat on the back comes with hidden dangers. Here's why. When you lie on your back, gravity pulls the tongue and soft tissues of the throat backward. This partially blocks the airway, especially in people with even mild sleep apnea or snoring. The result is interrupted breathing during the night. Each time the airway collapses, oxygen levels in the blood drop and the brain gets less oxygen than it needs. What does the brain do when oxygen falls? It panics. The body releases stress hormones like adrenaline to jolt you awake just enough to reopen the airway. Your blood pressure spikes, your heart rate jumps, and then, just as you drift back into deeper sleep, the cycle repeats. Over and over, sometimes dozens of times a night. And each spike in blood pressure places stress on the delicate blood vessels of the brain. If one of those vessels is already weakened, a spike could be enough to rupture it, causing a hemorrhagic stroke. Or, in the case of narrowed arteries, the reduced blood flow increases the chance of a clot forming and blocking the supply to a part of the brain. Research has shown that seniors who spend more time sleeping flat on their backs have a higher rate of sleep apnea events, and that apnea itself is a major risk factor for stroke. It's a hidden connection that often goes unrecognized because many people don't even know they stop breathing at night. They simply wake up tired, foggy, or with morning headaches. But what's happening in the brain overnight is far more serious than simple fatigue. I remember one patient, a woman in her early 80s, who came to me after she had a minor stroke. She recovered well, but she was frightened because the doctors couldn't find a clear cause. She didn't have severe high blood pressure, and she wasn't diabetic. But when we studied her sleep patterns, we discovered that she almost always slept flat on her back. Her overnight monitoring showed dozens of apnea episodes. Her stroke risk wasn't coming from her heart or her diet. It was coming from the way she slept. That was a powerful reminder. Sometimes the smallest habits hold the biggest risks. But here's the good news. Simply avoiding this position or making slight adjustments to it can significantly reduce stroke risk. For example, raising the head of the bed by just a few inches can keep the airway more open, reducing the collapse that causes apnea. Using a special pillow to prevent rolling onto the back can also help. Some patients even wear a small device that gently vibrates if they roll onto their back, nudging them to shift positions without fully waking up. The point is, this risk isn't something you're stuck with. Once you know that lying flat on your back at night can increase stroke risk, especially if you snore, have sleep apnea, or already have vascular issues, you can take simple, practical steps to protect your brain. In the next section, I'll share with you the safer sleeping positions that promote healthy blood flow, protect the brain, and actually improve sleep quality, so you don't just lower your stroke risk, you wake up more energized and mentally sharp. The safer sleeping positions and why they work. If lying flat on your back carries hidden dangers, which sleeping positions actually protect your brain and help you rest more deeply? The answer lies in understanding how the body naturally clears itself of toxins and maintains healthy blood flow during sleep. The position that has shown the greatest benefit for brain health, especially in seniors, is sleeping on your side, and more specifically, the left side. This may sound simple, but it's grounded in fascinating science. When you sleep on your side, the airway remains more open compared to lying flat on your back. This reduces snoring, minimizes apnea events, and keeps oxygen flowing steadily to the brain all night long. But that's only part of the story. In the last decade, researchers discovered something remarkable about how the brain cleans itself during sleep. They found that the brain has its own drainage system, called the glymphatic system. Think of it like a nighttime janitor that clears away toxins and waste products that build up in the brain during the day. One of the most dangerous toxins is beta amyloid, the same protein that accumulates in Alzheimer's disease. Here's where sleeping position comes in. Studies in animals and humans have shown that the glymphatic system works more efficiently when lying on the side rather than on the back or stomach. It's as if gravity helps the brain's drainage pipes flow better in this position. That means sleeping on your side not only lowers stroke risk, but may also protect against memory decline and dementia. Now, between the left and right side, which is better? Both can be helpful, but the left side has extra advantages. When you lie on your left, blood flow is improved to the heart, digestion is smoother. Because gravity helps the stomach empty more naturally, and circulation to the brain is steady. Seniors with acid reflux also tend to notice fewer nighttime symptoms when lying on the left side compared to the right. It's a position that supports the body in multiple ways. Let me share a story. A retired teacher in her 70s came to me after years of restless nights. She had high blood pressure and had suffered a small silent stroke that showed up on a brain scan, even though she never felt it. She was terrified of having a major one. When we reviewed her habits, I learned she always slept flat on her back, snoring heavily throughout the night. I encouraged her to try side sleeping, something as simple as hugging a pillow between her knees to make it more comfortable. Within weeks, her snoring decreased, her blood pressure readings improved, and she reported feeling sharper during the day. A follow-up sleep study confirmed that her nighttime oxygen levels were far steadier. One small change gave her back a sense of control over her health. That's the empowering part of this science. We don't need expensive devices, risky surgeries, or complicated routines to reduce stroke risk overnight. Something as simple as the way we position our body in bed can transform the way our brain functions and heals during sleep. Of course, side sleeping isn't always easy for everyone. Some people have hip pain, arthritis, or shoulder discomfort. But there are gentle solutions, like using a supportive mattress topper, a body pillow, or alternating between sides during the night. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Spending more of the night on your side, even if not all of it, can already deliver significant benefits. As we continue, I'll share how to make these changes practical. Small adjustments, simple tools, and a mindset that turns healthy sleep into a nightly ritual for brain protection and longevity. Because at the end of the day, or rather at the end of the night, it's not just about avoiding a stroke. It's about waking up every morning with clarity, energy, and peace of mind. Practical tips to train your body into the healthiest sleeping position. Knowing the science is one thing, but the real question most people ask me is, "Doctor, how do I actually change the way I sleep if I've been lying on my back or stomach my whole life?" That's a fair concern. Our sleeping positions become habits over decades, and habits can be stubborn. But just like we can train the brain through learning or exercise, we can train the body to adopt healthier sleeping positions. It's not about forcing yourself into an uncomfortable pose. It's about guiding the body with small adjustments until the position becomes natural. The first strategy is to use pillows as your allies. For people who want to transition into side sleeping, hugging a pillow against the chest while placing another between the knees creates comfort and stability. This reduces strain on the hips and spine, making side sleeping easier to maintain throughout the night. Some people even use a full-length body pillow that provides support from head to toe. The second strategy is to prevent rolling onto your back without even realizing it. Many people start on their side, but wake up on their back. A simple solution is placing a small pillow or even a soft rolled towel behind your back. This creates a gentle barrier that makes rolling onto your back less likely. There are also special positional therapy devices designed for this, but honestly, a pillow works just fine for most people. Another powerful adjustment is to pay attention to your mattress and pillow height. A mattress that's too firm or too soft can create pressure points that make side sleeping uncomfortable. If your shoulder sinks too deeply or your hip feels sore, you'll naturally roll back onto your back. The ideal setup is a medium firm mattress with enough cushioning to support the shoulders and hips. For your head, a slightly thicker pillow helps keep your neck aligned with your spine when lying on your side. Poor alignment is one of the biggest reasons people abandon side sleeping. Some seniors also benefit from starting their side sleeping journey with a short nap during the day. Training the body during a 20 or 30-minute nap makes it easier to carry the habit into the longer hours of nighttime sleep. It's almost like practicing a new movement. The repetition teaches the body what to expect. But perhaps the most overlooked factor is what happens before you even climb into bed. Sleep position habits are often linked to pre-sleep routines. If you spend the last 30 minutes of the evening reading or relaxing while lying on your side in bed, your body is more likely to maintain that position as you drift off. It's a gentle way of signaling, "This is where we rest tonight." I recall an older gentleman in his late 70s who had suffered from loud snoring and episodes of apnea for years. His wife would often nudge him awake when his breathing stopped, and both were exhausted. He resisted the idea of side sleeping because he had always preferred lying flat on his back. But when he started using a firm pillow behind his back and hugged another to his chest, he found it surprisingly comfortable. Over several weeks, his snoring dramatically reduced, and his wife noticed fewer breathing pauses. The couple told me they finally felt as though they were both sleeping again for the first time in years. It's these kinds of transformations that remind us how small, intentional steps can create profound changes. We often think better health requires drastic measures, but in truth, our bodies respond powerfully to gentle guidance. Training yourself into a healthier sleep position is less about discipline and more about creating comfort. Once comfort is in place, the brain and body naturally follow. Now that we've explored how to make side sleeping practical, the next question is, what else can you do to lower stroke risk during sleep beyond positioning? Because while sleeping posture is crucial, there are additional lifestyle and nighttime practices that protect brain health even further. Together, they form a shield that gives seniors the best chance of waking up strong, clear-headed, and safe. As we've discovered tonight, something as simple as the way we sleep can hold tremendous power over our health. For years, stroke has been thought of as something sudden and unpredictable, striking without warning. But what the science now tells us is that our choices, even in the most vulnerable hours of the night, can shift the odds in our favor. Sleeping flat on your back or stomach may place silent pressure on blood vessels, strain the brain, and increase risks you never imagined. Yet by gently training your body to rest on its side, you create space for blood to flow freely, for the brain to clear waste, for breathing to be smooth and steady. That one change can be the difference between waking up refreshed or not waking up at all. I want you to remember this. Your body is always listening. Even while you sleep, it responds to the environment you give it. Every pillow you position, every habit you build is a signal to your body that you care about its future. And the beauty of this truth is that it's never too late. Whether you're 60, 70, or beyond, the body has an extraordinary capacity to adapt, to heal, and to protect itself when given the chance. So tonight, when you climb into bed, don't see it as just another night of sleep. See it as an opportunity, a chance to take control of your brain, health to lower your risk of stroke, and to gift yourself and your loved ones the peace of mind that tomorrow will meet you with strength and clarity. I often tell my patients this: small changes are not small when they protect the brain. They are acts of resilience, of courage, of choosing life. And if you've listened this far, it tells me you are ready to take that step. So here's my gentle challenge to you. Tonight, place that pillow behind your back, cradle another to your chest, and let your body discover the safety of side sleeping. One night becomes two. 2 nights become a habit, and habits become health. You deserve deep, restorative sleep. You deserve mornings filled with energy, clarity, and vitality. And you deserve a brain that carries you forward with confidence for years to come. Thank you for allowing me to share this message with you. Sleep well, sleep wisely, and know that with every night, you are choosing a healthier tomorrow.